Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Let's Play Skyrim. I apologize for what happened last time. The recording cut off because it ran out of space earlier than I would have expected. I didn't even hit the 2-hour mark, so not sure what happened, but I'm going to be a little bit more careful to keep my videos brief going forward. We're at the Temple of Miraak. Our objective here is pretty straightforward. Let's now actually dialogue with Freya.
You there. What brings you to this place? Why are you here? The evil in this place must be rooted out. I must not fail my people. The evil in this place must be rooted out.
What do you know about Miraak?
His story is as old as Solstheim itself. He served the dragons before their fall from power, as most did. A priest in their order. But unlike most, he turned against them. He made his own path, and his actions cost him dearly. The stories say he sought to claim Solstheim for himself, and the dragons destroyed him for it.
You're here by yourself?
There are few of us left unaffected by this curse. My father Storm, the shaman, protects them in the village. I fashioned an amulet to guard me against whatever has taken hold of the Skaal, but it is the only one of its kind. If I cannot find a way to save them, there is no hope for our people.
Tell me of your people, the Skaal.
We have lived on Solstheim for many generations. Our people are tied to the land itself. We try to serve the Allmaker, to live in balance with nature, instead of exploiting it, as others would.
Cool.
We must find out what is at work here.
I agree.
Are you ready to help me now? We should not delay. We should check these rooms for supplies before heading further into the temple.
Smart lady. She has completionist tendencies, just like I do. I got some people cooked alive. That's always charming. I'm curious. I kind of wonder if they brought back some Morrowind writers or designers for the Dragonborn expansion. It taps nostalgia.
Take your time. I shall follow you when you are ready.
It taps into nostalgia on a pretty low level, but even compared to the base game, I think the dungeons are designed a little more tightly. The narrative is a lot more interwoven, which I really enjoy. Alright. We got cultists. Oh, that's always fun. And a Draugr White. Oh yes, you shall. Alright, let's search these enemies now. There's a dead Draugr Scourge in there.
We must be careful in ruins. Traps can be anywhere, and there will likely be. Miraak was trying to take power here, and protect himself in the process.
Oh, come on, take the gold skippy. There you go. Excuse me.
I do not wish to imagine the kinds of things that happened in this chamber. Who were the souls trapped in these cages? What tortures did they suffer at Miraak's hands? Was it in service to the dragons, or for his own purposes? Look up there. I think I see something. The stairs are knocked out. I have no doubt you can find a way up. You never know. You may find something of value up there. I shall look around. We can proceed when you are ready.
Well, she's right, of course. I'm just trying to remember what the way up is. I think it's just to walk up this pillar and whirlwind sprint.
What? Nakat!
Not really. But you can see old Miraak was rocking a throne up there. That's always fun. Freya, things will be a lot better for both of us if you just stay out of the way. So interesting to me that so many of the Draugr here are popping out already dead. I see some cultists down there. That's always fun. Got him. That was a little annoying. And it's all good. Let's search these now. I don't think any of these Draugr are likely to have anything particularly valuable, but we'll look around anyway. It's usually good to do. Ever downward. I believe I already know Reanimate Corpse. Yes, I do. The only necromantic spell I'm missing is Revenant. Let's head through here. and stuff. I guess every single barrow still has to have a lengthy crypt section. It's just practically required. Those 4 Death Lords kind of came out of nowhere. So that's obviously the way forward. This is where the 2 paths we could have taken link up. Let's swing back this way, just to make sure we've got everything. I think I hear at least one more Draugr plodding around. Yep. There it is. Good times.
I'm not going down there. It would be foolish to attempt it. You have a much better chance than I to make it through the traps. I have no doubt that lever is in. I shall wait here. Thank you. Miraak took great pains to make it difficult to reach him, it seems. Let us hope that is the last of these traps.
You'll notice a wrecked puzzle door here. That's interesting. Secret door over here. Always want to check those out. Not much to that, however. That one's already dead. Bone chimes. Cultists. this one is an arch cultist.
Miraak, help me. I knew it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Freya. That was really fucking stupid. I had it handled right up until the moment Freya decided to knock me out of the way to bum rush them herself. Oh, gosh. Alright, let's get up here and deal with it. God, get out of the way.
I thank you for your protection, Armaker.
There we go. Oh, I forgot how much I hate using followers. As much as Serana annoyed me, at least she didn't get in the way, since she always fought with spells. Anyway, now we can check out this room. Not that I think there's really anything here. We already searched those 3 bodies, and we are now ready to pass into Zone 2, Temple of Miraak Sanctum. Now this is where things get interesting.
I do not know what it is Miraak learned that gave him reason to turn on his masters. But his path seems to have been a cruel one.
All
I
these,
wonder if we will find some answers to what happened so long ago.
it's putting it mildly if you look at all those skeletons. And the clever ways in which they are impaled. I counted 4 there. 5. 6. Rib cages are easiest to count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Oh, he uncanny dodged. Good for him, I suppose. If annoying for me. So we're way down the...
This may be worth exploring.
Oh, of course. Oh. Freya's in, I guess. Side area or no.
I suspected there would be something down here. Do you know those spells already?
Well, I don't know Bound Battle Axe. That actually is a new one. That's awesome. Let's take it off the list. Good job, Freya. Well, let's see. Mage Light I do know. That's everything. And this just spits us back up. Right where we could have been anyway. So there's that bunch of dead skeletons. Impaled skeletons. We saw earlier. Here's a hulking Draugr. I don't think that's the first one we fought. They're added by Dragonborn, but they can appear in the base game. Got cultists. I see them. Say all I need is for Freya to stay back long enough for me to finish the job. First, let's go down and explore the bottom of the pit. Got a Death Lord here. And a few goodies. Stalrim Sword of Expelling. Well, that answers a question I had in my head that I wasn't sure of. Yes, there are Stalrim weapons as well as armor. Let's head back up here to where the cultists were. That's where the way forward is. Freya is not a master of the...
I had been told that Miraak's power was great, but to have built so large a temple, it cannot be much farther now. I feel it in my bones.
And now, for the first time, we see a dragon skeleton, a dead dragon hanging as decoration, and perhaps a warning.
I had heard Miraak had turned against the dragon cult, but to display the remains in such a manner as this. It is no wonder the dragons raised his temple to the ground. Seeing the remains hung up like trophies must have enraged them to no end.
Nordic arrows. Here's our word wall. This will teach us the second word of dragon aspect. Armor, dragon aspect. So, I'll take that off the dragon shout list, and I'll translate the word wall for you while I fight the Draugr. I'll have it pull while I'll have the translation of the word wall pull while I fight the Draugr that will inevitably have to pop out of those. That one's already dead. That one's already dead. That one's very much alive. That one's very much alive. 3 live ones. 2.
Now we end this.
And an extra special one with a real name, the Gatekeeper. Cool. Okay, so that word wall translates to, here once stood Miraak, who wore his faith as armor, shielded by Daedra for his eternal loyalty. The Gatekeeper has a Temple of Miraak key. Search these as well. And right behind the Gatekeeper's coffin is a key requiring door. Now it takes on that weird aspect of having been sealed even longer. And now also look at the architectural shift. Recognize these statues, I hope. To see them out in the real world, in Tamriel, as opposed to Apocrypha, is a bit unsettling. That looked like a secret door back there behind that moss. I was looking for a switch and couldn't find it. That is definitely a door, though. Maybe it's the way out. Yeah, because I can see the tunnel back there and everything, but I can't find a switch for it. Could also be back here, I suppose. Oh, what? You mean right
I
here?
knew it. A secret passage in the dining area just opened up. This must be it. Let us move quickly.
Or I guess that's the way forward. So I just need to check back here first. Yes, yes. Okay. Forward then. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there is something here that tells the story of Miraak. Nothing but ruined books.
Oh yes, look at all this.
I did not recognize this statuary. We passed by a few of them earlier, but they are becoming more frequent as we get further in. I do not like this place. It almost looks as if these statues will come to life at any moment.
There's more underneath us, but we can't access it directly. Yep, you recognize that too, I hope.
It is eerily quiet. I do not suspect that will be the case the further we go. Be on your guard.
I also did just want to see if it was cleared yet. I thought it might be tagged to the gatekeeper, but it's not. Ever downward, deeper and deeper. Oh yeah, I remember this area. Oh, that was lame. It's alright now, though. I think that's everybody. Nice. He made a nice sculpture out of dragon skull. Because I only counted 3 each. Skeletons and Draugr. There's another. There's the chime. There's even a statue of old Hermamora there, too. Let's search the last two. Let me verify that the Temple of Miraak is now cleared so I can take it off the list. The clearable locations list, I mean. Here's your boss chest. There's a sound we should recognize by now.
There are dark magics at work here. Ready yourself. This book. It seems wrong somehow. Here, yet not. It may be what we seek.
Completed. Find the source of Miraak's power. Read the Black Book. After delving through the Temple of Miraak, Freya and I have discovered a strange book deep within secret chambers. Freya believes it has a connection to what's happening on Solstheim. I should read it to learn what secrets it holds. Sure, let's do it. This one is Waking Dreams. Which I'll take off the book list right quick. I'll tell you exactly what it says.
The time comes soon when...
The book says, Waking Dreams of a Starless Sky by Bilius Felcrex. The eyes, once bleached by falling stars of utmost revelation, will forever see the faint insight drawn by the overwhelming question, as only the true enquiry shapes the edge of thought. The rest is vulgar fiction, attempts to impose order on the consensus mantlings of an uncaring godhead. First. That's it. So let's watch one of the game's only true cutscenes.
What? Who are you to dare set foot here? Ah. You are Dragonborn. I can feel it. And yet... So you have slain Alduin. Well done. I could have slain him myself back when I walked the earth. But I chose a different path. You have no idea of the true power a Dragonborn can wield. This realm is beyond. You have no power here. And it is only a matter of time before Solstheim is also mine. I already control the minds of its people. Soon they will finish building my temple, and I can return home. Send him back where he came from. He can await my arrival with the rest of Tamriel.
So you see Miraak mount up and ride a dragon.
What happened to you? You read the book and then...
Completed. Read the Black Book. Talk to Freya. After searching the Temple of Miraak, Freya and I found a strange book. When I read it, I was transported to some other realm where I learned that Miraak is still alive and plans to return to Solstheim. I need to tell Freya what I've seen.
It seemed... What happened to you? You read the book and then... It seemed as though you were not really here. I could see you, but also see through you.
I'm not really sure. I saw Miraak on a dragon.
Where? Where is he? Can we reach him? Can we kill him?
Somehow, reading this book took me to where he was.
This is a dangerous thing, then. We should return to my village and show this to my father. Perhaps Storm can make sense of what is going on. Come, there looks to be a way out through here.
Completed the Temple of Miraak. Started the fate of the Skaal. Accompany Freya to Skaal village. After finding Freya and searching the Temple of Miraak, we discovered a strange book. When I read it, I was transported to some other realm and learned that Miraak is still alive and claims he'll return soon. Freya has suggested we take this information back to her village and see what can be done to stop Miraak. The fate of the Skaal. After a strange experience with the Black Book in the Temple of Miraak, Freya says it is important to consult the Skaal shaman. I should accompany her back to her village. So I'll take the Temple of Miraak off the quest list. And I will note that having completed the Temple of Miraak, we're at 68 out of 75, 90%. Next is the Path of Knowledge. Complete the Path of Knowledge. Pretty straightforward. Onward we go. Now, before I move on, I will make one other note. When you advance to this point in the Dragonborn questline, from now on until it's over, anytime you kill a dragon, there's a chance, I think it might be as high as 50-50, that Miraak will appear and absorb the dragon's soul instead of letting you have it. And you get however many souls he took from you when you finally finish the quest line. But be aware that if you haven't powered up your shouts yet, you're going to have an irritating time doing it if you wait this long or if you do Dragonborn early, because Miraak steals dragon souls. We'll go ahead and do this right quick. We've discovered 3 of the 6 Allmaker stones. We've got Earth at Raven Rock, Sun at Tel Mithrin. The Temple of Miraak surrounds the Tree Stone. So if you think back to the interesting.
You see that green light? That comes from the Windstone, where my people work against their will. They must be freed soon.
Sure. Let's discover the Windstone right quick, just to save time so we can fast travel back here later. Take the Windstone off my discoverable locations list. Now we can keep following Freya.
The village is just ahead. Storm has used his magic to raise a barrier around it, protecting the few of us left. That the barrier is still there is a good sign.
Now the Blood Moon expansion to Morrowind really revolved around the Skaal village. It was the central hub for the quest line. And it is pretty important here in Dragonborn too. So here we have discovered the Skaal village. We can do some limited exploration of the location right now, but most of the Skaal are currently enslaved and off working on the stone, so we can't do their quests yet.
Father, I have returned. There is yet hope.
Freya, what news do you bring? Is there a way to free our people?
Finna,
No,
Nicholas,
but I have brought someone who
Freya,
has seen
and
me.
Storn Cragstrider.
He has confirmed that Miraak is indeed behind the suffering of our people.
I feared that it would be so.
But how is that possible? After all this time.
I fear there is too much we do not yet know.
Please, tell Storm what has happened.
Completed. Accompany Freya to Skaal village. Talk to Storn Cragstrider.
If anyone can help us now, it is you.
Where is your mother?
She died when I was very young. She was caught in a terrible snowstorm while returning home from gathering firewood. You must understand that for the Skaal, life is a constant hardship. We take nothing for granted. We cannot afford to. Between the wolves, the weather, and the threats in the south, even a simple task like gathering wood for the fire can turn deadly in an instant.
Sooner or later, death comes for us all.
We Skaal do not fear death. We know we will return to the All-Maker and be born anew. Life never truly ends. Death is just a passage from one form to the next.
For a shaman, you fight pretty well. Who trained you?
It was Skaal the Giant, our former chieftain, who taught me the ways of battle. He was a great bear of a man and a fearsome warrior. I used to be terrified of him when I was a little girl. I was a restless and angry child, and Skaal taught me swordplay so that I could, as he used to say, put that fire to good use. He was a great man and a good leader. I miss him dearly. Farewell, outsider.
Okay.
All-Maker.
Let's pick pockets right quick on these four. They're the only ones in the village, if you're wondering. At the moment. From Finna, we'll take Oslaf's house key. From Nicholas, we'll take Edla's house key. Oh, goody. And from Storn, and this may trigger dialogue, which will be fine. We got nothing. Alright, let's talk to Finna and Nicholas first.
Do not disturb us, I beg you. We must focus on Storm's magic. Do not disturb us, I beg you. We must...
We are only safe so long as we concentrate. We are only safe so long as we concentrate.
Okay, and let's talk to Storn. I've seen Miraak.
Really? How?
I read a book in Miraak's temple and went somewhere. Miraak was there.
The legends speak of that place. Terrible battles fought at the temple. The dragons burning it to the ground in rage. They speak also of something worse than dragons buried within. Difficult to imagine, but if true, it means what I feared has come to pass. Miraak was never truly gone, and now has returned. If you could go to this place and see him, are you like Miraak? Are you Dragonborn?
I am indeed Dragonborn.
Then perhaps you are connected with him. The old tales say that he too was Dragonborn.
What does it mean if we're both Dragonborn?
I am unsure. It may mean that you could save us, or it may mean that you could bring about our destruction. But our time here is running out. The few of us left free of control cannot protect ourselves for much longer. You must go to Saring's Watch. Learn there the word that Miraak learned long ago, and use that knowledge on the Windstone. You may be able to break the hold on our people there, and free them from control.
Completed. Talk to Stored Cragstrider. Learn Word of Power. What do you know about Miraak?
Much of what was known has been lost to the ages. He was Dragonborn, and yet he served the dragons. A priest in their order, highly esteemed and very powerful. Then he turned against them, becoming something they feared. He was defeated long ago, but it seems he was never really destroyed.
What do you mean, free your people from control?
Some dark influence wields power over them, forces them to forget themselves and act against their nature. At first, it was only during the night, but now every moment is spent building some strange shrine around the Windstone. I believe if the shrine can be destroyed, the Skaal will be free once more.
Why do I need to learn a Word of Power?
Miraak is behind what is happening to our village, and so the knowledge she has gained as Dragonborn is at the heart of it. You are Dragonborn as well. You too can wield this power, perhaps to a better end.
Alrighty.
Allmaker, shelter you. My strength falters. We do not have much time. May darkness never touch you.
Alright. Storn, the Skaal shaman, has suggested that my experiences on Solstheim mean I am connected to Miraak. To follow the path Miraak has taken and learn what he knows, I must travel to Saring's Watch and learn the Word of Power written there. Alright. That seems straightforward enough. But while it's empty, let's take advantage and explore the Skaal village. We'll just go clockwise, that's easiest. Here's Wolf Wildblood's house. I don't anticipate finding much in here, but you never know. I like the big Horker dressing station there in the middle, that's kind of fun. Goat pen back here, that's good. What's this back here? Fish cleaning station. Here is Edla's house. Ozzy Descent, we've read, of course. It's the only thing in here. Here is Morwen's house. Arrows are useful, at least. Copy of Troll Slaying. This guy obviously believes in being prepared. Beggar Prince and Mixed Unit Tactics we've read. Looks like this guy must be the village warrior, judging by everything in there. Alright, that's another path out of the village. Let's see what this big building everyone's clustered in front of is. The Great Hall. Well, that certainly makes sense, I suppose. Stick with the ground level first. Alright. Children of the Allmaker is a new book. Read it right quick and take it off the list. Children of the Allmaker by Tharstan of Solitude. If the title of this text rings familiar, then perhaps you, like me, have had the great pleasure to become acquainted with a most remarkable people, the Skaal of Solstheim. Upon first meeting these gentle wild folk, I was immediately impressed with their great hospitality. They welcomed me into their homes, one and all, without the slightest hint of suspicion or uncertainty. Trust, it seems, comes readily to the Skaal. In appearance, the Skaal are clearly of Nord ancestry. However, they are culturally distinct in several significant ways, the most notable of which is their faith. Having never adopted the pantheon of the Empire, the Skaal recognize only a single deity whom they call the Allmaker. For the Skaal, the Allmaker is the source of all life and creation. When a creature dies, its spirit returns to the Allmaker, who shapes it into something new and returns it to Mundus. The concept of death as an ending to life is unknown to the Skaal. Rather, death is seen as simply the beginning of the next stage of an endless journey. This great respect for life is evident in one of the most important Skaal beliefs, a concept the villagers call oneness with the land. The Skaal try to live in harmony with their surroundings, making as small an impact on their environment as possible. When a Skaal villager sets out to collect firewood, for example, he or she takes it from fallen, dead trees. When the Skaal hunt, it is only out of necessity and not for sport. Because they hold all life in great reverence, the Skaal people will resort to violence only as a last resort. This has understandably led to a rather austere lifestyle for these simple, good-natured folk. For the Skaal, the word luxury is nearly an alien concept, though I was intrigued to note that one villager, Edla, has taken to trading basic goods with travelers who pass through the village in exchange for small luxury items. Such an enterprising outlook is something of a novelty for the Skaal. Though it saddens me to conclude this account on such a somber note, it is impossible to deny the hard truth that the Skaal people are dwindling. In a century or two, it is possible that their unique way of life will be lost to the world forever, reduced to little more than a footnote in the great epoch of history. This comes as little surprise given the immense hardships of a life lived in such an extreme environment. For the Skaal, it is a daily struggle to survive the perpetual wintry climate of northern Solstheim, but other challenges have recently appeared. The ashfall from Vardenfell has taken its toll on the plants and animals upon which the Skaal depend for survival, and life is now a struggle for all who call Solstheim home. Therefore I humbly beseech any students of history who might encounter this modest text to travel to Solstheim and learn all that can be learned of this noble people and their ancient customs. The Skaal people might not be long for this world, but let us assure that their proud and noble legacy lasts well into the future. See, we've read Fall of the Snow Prince. The Guardian and the Traitor is another new book. We'll read it and take it off the list. The list is getting short, by the way. The Guardian and the Traitor by Lucius Gallus, Fellow of the Imperial Library, year 376 of the Third Era. One of the more intriguing legends found on the island of Solstheim is the story of a mythical figure whose name is long forgotten but whom time remembers as the Traitor. Certain that this myth is rooted in history, I set out to learn what I could and perhaps piece together a presumptive account of the events that gave rise to the legend. The tale is remembered best by the shamans of the Skaal. that unique tribe of Nords whose culture evolved along an entirely divergent path than that of their brethren in Skyrim. I spoke at length to the shaman of the Skaal village, a wise and hospitable man named Breaker Wintermoon. He described an age long ago when dragons ruled over the whole world and were worshipped as gods by men. Presiding over this cult of dragon worshippers were the dragon priests, powerful mages who could speak the dragon language and call upon the power of the thuum, or voice. According to the legend, one such dragon priest was seduced by a dark spirit named Herma Mora, an unmistakable analog for the Daedric prince Hermaeus Mora. Lured by promises of power, this treacherous priest secretly plotted against his dragon master. The traitor's plot was discovered by one of his contemporaries, another dragon priest whom legend named the Guardian. The two fought a mighty battle that lasted for days, each hurling terrible arcane energies and Thuum shouts at the other. So great and terrible were the forces unleashed in this contest that Solstheim was torn apart from the mainland of Skyrim. Here the myth clearly descends into the realm of pure fantasy. The Guardian, whom the legend presents as a paragon of loyalty and nobility, finally defeats the despicable traitor who seems to represent all that is corrupt and evil in men. Their epic duel is clearly representative of a greater struggle between good and evil. Perhaps it is this timeless quality that has kept the tale alive for so long. Unlike many similar myths, the tale of the Guardian and the traitor does not feature a suitably heroic ending. Herma Mora snatches the traitor away just as the Guardian is about to strike the killing blow. The dragons appoint the Guardian ruler of Solstheim, but not before he is compelled to swear an oath of vigilance to watch for the traitor's return. His reign is, by all accounts, a time of peace and prosperity for the people of the island, and he is remembered as a wise and just leader. No further mention is made of the traitor, but neither is he thought to be dead. The legend ends on a cautionary note that the people of Solstheim, the heirs of the Guardian, must remain wary, lest the dark influence of Herma Mora or even the traitor himself return someday. Although no physical clues exist now on Solstheim to suggest the presence of the dragon cult, it is hardly difficult to believe that it might once have flourished here. Perhaps some hidden tomb still waits to be discovered that will tell the truth of the tale. There are other tantalizing clues, though perhaps these connections strain the bonds of credibility. For example, is it possible that the Skaal deity, the Allmaker, is some distant echo of mighty Alduin, the world leader of the ancient Nord pantheon? Perhaps not, but one thing is certain. Solstheim's history is riddled with unanswered questions. Perhaps future generations will pull aside the veils of mystery and reveal the truth about the origins of the Skaal and the identities of the Guardian and the traitor. Well, it's pretty clear who the traitor is. Obviously talking about Miraak. And we've seen now that at least to some extent, Miraak gets his power from Apocrypha and Hermaeus Mora, in addition to being a Dragonborn. But, as far as the Guardian, according to the book, another dragon priest, we have yet to see anything. Guess we'll just have to keep our eyes open. Alright, next, we have this little building over here, the shaman's hut. Let's check it out. There's another copy of Children of the Allmaker. Other than that, looks pretty much empty. Next we have Baldur Ironshaper's house, which has two entrances. Looks like probably the second biggest building in town, second only to the Great Hall. Let's head in there. Plenty of Awarren ingots in here. Lusty Argonian maid under the bed. They made that joke a few too many times. It's nice to have Uncle Crassius from Morrowind immortalized, though. Forge, hammer, and anvil, we've read, so despite its size, really not much in there unless you still need smithing supplies. Here's Dior Woodcutter's house. And big goat pen with some farms and or some crops in the next building over. Let's pop into the house and search it. I like the thought of having all the buildings searched. Then it just becomes a matter of making sure we talk to everybody. I think we've read Final Lesson. We've certainly read The Woodcutter's Wife. So lastly, it seems, yes, it is last, we have Oslof's house. Let's check it out too. Oh, somebody's in here. Eta.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Mm-hmm. Fine. I'm gonna look around anyway. You're gonna deal with it. Words of the Wind. Oh, we've read that one. There are really very few books left we haven't read, I'll put it that way. That's about it for that. Alright, so we're done in the Skaal Village. For now. Obviously we'll be back. Once there are more people to visit and quests to accomplish. For now, let's head back to Kolbjorn Barrow and do the first real stage of that quest. Here's Rallis. You'll notice there's a camp here now. Things have changed a bit. Let's look around. Look around. Here's the Journal of Rallis Sedaris, Volume 20. Let's read it and take it off our book list. The Journal of Rallis Sedaris, Volume 20. This excavation is going to be one of the harder ones, I can tell. Hired some diggers out of Raven Rock. They all said they were experienced miners, but I guess they're not used to running into trouble as they dig. In a place like this, you never know what was buried long ago, and you have to be ready for whatever you come across. In any case, there were some unfortunate losses when the sleeping dead weren't quite sleeping and weren't quite dead. Operation is stalled unless my friendly partner is able to find enough coin for us to hire some replacements. Maybe it's time to take up a collection from the constant spectators who gather to mock me. That doesn't sound good.
It's you.
What's going on?
This isn't good. We only got a little ways in when something managed to wake up the Draugr. Before I could blink, all the miners were dead, and I was next in line. Don't think anyone else made it out alive. This is what I get for skimping on labor.
What now?
Well, unless you want to deal with the Draugr, this whole little venture of ours is over. Might be over either way. It looked like a dead end before the place started crawling. We could have missed something, though. I don't know.
Completed. Visit the Kolbjorn Barrow excavation. Clear the Draugr from Kolbjorn Barrow. Find a way deeper into the barrow. I agreed to fund Rallus Sedaris' expedition to excavate Kolbjorn Barrow, but work on the dig has come to a halt. The excavation had reached a dead end when Draugr within the tomb awoke, killing several miners and causing the rest to flee.
Any luck?
No, not yet.
Just finish the job. If you aren't back in a couple of hours, I'll start packing up.
Ozidal's descent. A few pots and plates. And if we head over to the barrow, we can see, oh look, they actually made some progress. They even found the entrance. That's exciting. Well, let's just head on in. Got a dead miner here. Looks like we're down to one Draugr, so... Completed. Clear the Draugr from Kolbjorn Barrow. Okay, well that tells us there are no hostiles left. Well, let's search everybody. There's another dead miner. Of course, we got all the Draugr we just killed. There's another dead miner. Now this skull is actually a unique item. You can tell just looking at it. Completed. Find a way deeper into the barrow. Speak to Rallus. And in case you weren't able to see it externally, I'll just show it to you. Ooh, yeah, look at all that, would you? So we'll hold on to that. I actually have it on the unique items list and everything. And now we have the skull. And it's off the list. Now let's head into here. Second room. Where obviously just about everything is buried in ash. But even at this stage we can get the first of Ozidal's relics. Ozidal's Boots of Water Walking, which I will take off of my list of unique items. And so you can see what they do. Water Walking. If you wear any 4 relics of Ozidal, plus 10 enchanting. So that's actually a new effect in Dragonborn, and it works just like it did in Morrowind. Rather than swimming, you're able to walk on top of the water, just like Jesus. I agreed to fund Rallis Sedaris' expedition to excavate Kolbjorn Barrow, but work on the dig has come to a halt. At his request, I defeated the Draugr and found a way past the dead end. Speak to Rallis. Alright, well, let's go talk to the dude.
Any luck?
I've dealt with the Draugr and found a way past the dead end.
Well, perhaps there's some hope for us yet. Now, I have to go recruit some more miners. It won't be easy, seeing as none of their friends came back from the first attempt. We'll have to sweeten the pot a bit this time. I think I'll need, say, 2,000 septums to hire replacements.
Completed, speak to Rallis. Fund the next phase of the expedition, 2,000 gold. Here.
I never get tired of that sound. It'll take me a few days to dig up some more laborers, but swing back when you get a chance. See how we're doing.
Completed, fund the next phase of the excavation, 2,000 gold. Wait for a message from Rallis. I agreed to fund Rallis Sedaris' expedition to excavate Kolbjorn Barrow. He told me to return in a few days to see how work was progressing.
Look, this can be a slow business. Digging takes time. Come around later and I'll have something.
Now that we're over here, and we have encountered Mogrel's first set of thugs, let's get a new debt out of our journal right quick. Quite easy, really. I think he's here in the Retching Natch.
The entire island isn't covered in that.
Completed. A new debt.
Mine's playing tricks on me.
Helping Drovis has come back to bite me. He owed a moneylender named Mogrel 1,000 septums. Mogrel expected me to pay Drovis's debt. However, I killed him instead. That's one less jackass in the world. And we can take a new debt off the quest list.
Time to die! This should be interesting.
Death does not diminish.
Yes, we have to kill Slitter too. His hostility doesn't abate. Well, there we go. That's all done. And I am just about ready to end this video. But before I do, let's fast travel back to Bloodskull Barrow. I'm hopeful that it's still cleared out. I don't think it's been 30 days in-game. But if it has, we'll have to kill some more Reavers. It's no big deal. Alright, so from here, let's start pushing north along the west coast. Our next target is this mine right here, and it's not actually a mine. It's a pretty lengthy dungeon filled to bursting with reavers. This, friends, is a bristleback. Killing them can get you boar tusks, if you're curious. Oh, who are you? You hostile? Yes. Random encounter. Aggressive adventurer. Should have known. It's a tough one, too. Yeah, you just stay down. It'll be easier on everybody. What you get for attacking first and asking questions later, jackass. But anyway, let's head back here. This is obviously the landing site. The path is a little hard to see, but once you get on it, it becomes clear. It cuts up through the rocks here. So there's that one reaver that I left alive up here, because I couldn't reach him. So if I have now found the proper way to get to him, I should be ready for that. I remember seeing a reaver up here. Well, he's down there now. Let's just make sure they're all dead. Unfinished business, if you will. Anyway, with that done, over here. Discover Damp Hall Mine. Kill the Reaver outside. Take it off the discoverable locations list. And head inside. I can keep going. I should stop. Mostly because it's a really good stopping point. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. This has been Let's Play Skyrim. We've solved the Temple of Miraak. We've progressed a lot of quests, and now we're really at the point where it's proper to explore. Our first real exploratory push is going to take us up the west coast of Solstheim, starting with this big reaver den found at Damphall Mine. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry for the abrupt cutoff last time. If you enjoyed my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which really help me out. Regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.